What's up?
Hey.
How are you, Karen?
Yeah, good. You?
Awesome. Excited to talk to Omri today, talk about Eerie.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah.
we
A
got John
change
in the
into my
house.
plaid. Change into my plaid.
What's up, brother? Oh, yeah. John, I know, is a big Hocus Pocus fan. He watches it every night,
Awesome.
so he's here to celebrate.
Cool.
Princess!
Princess has just joined. Hi, Princess.
What's happening? All right, so Omri sent me a message saying he was frozen. Vin's house, what's up, dude? Good to see you. How fun. We're going to talk Eerie. Karen's got some great questions lined up. Sup. Suppers. We got Sup Ducks in the house.
Oh, awesome. Sup?
Why don't you chat a little bit, Karen, about what we're going to talk about. I'm going to ping Omri and make sure he's cool to join.
Okay, cool. Hey, everyone. Thanks for joining. Excited to get Omri on this show today. Talk about all things Eerie and Hocus Pocus. And really excited to have Justin and Omri, legends of Eerie, on the show. So we're just going to get Omri on soon. Hopefully Justin's not buffing. Hey, Spooky Will! Woohoo! Thanks for joining. I know you're a massive Hocus Pocus fan, so cool. Woo! Justin's just left. I don't know why he's left, but hopefully we'll get him back with Omri. Let's see. Should get them both on now.
I'm back. I'm back. What's happening? We got Omri in the house.
What's up?
What's up, dude?
How you guys doing?
We're
great,
man. Good to see you.
Likewise, man. It's been a minute.
It's only been like 20 years. What's the big deal?
Wait, I ran into you and your mom at a restaurant. How long ago was that?
Yeah, that probably was 10 years ago at that little falafel spot in Sherman Oaks.
Yeah, I love that place.
The best falafel in LA, no doubt, man.
One of them, yeah.
Well, we're stoked to have you. We just kicked this off, Karen. I got to throw it up and thank Karen for putting this together. She is an Insta queen. She's got this all down. She's a big fan of yours, Omri. Big fan of Eerie, and we're just excited. I mean, you got 1 million fans out there, brother. So we're excited to talk about Eerie, talk about Hocus Pocus, see what you're up to, see what's crack-a-lacking in your life. So thanks for being here.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks for the invite. Stoked to talk about stuff.
And I love it. We're all wearing flannel. Karen threw on her flannel.
Yeah.
So it's Flannel Wednesday.
It is Flannel
Wednesday in here.
Happy Hump Day Flannel Wednesdays.
Karen, you wanna throw out a question to Omri?
Yeah. Hi, Omri. I'm a massive fan of you guys. Just seeing you two together, I don't know, it's just like a dream for me because I just love Eerie Indiana so much, and like, oh my God, you guys. My question to you is like, what was the auditioning process like when you got the part of Marshall on Eerie Indiana? I'd love to know that. If you can remember, like, I know it's a long time.
You already answered that question. I'm like,
I know.
I mean, I gotta say, like any big role that I landed, whatever I'm known for, in general, was definitely always been a process. You start out with like 500 kids or something, and then they, taper it down to 200, then 100, then 50, and then before you know it, it's like You know, I have some vague memories of it, but it was down to, I believe, like 3 of us. And then like the next day I got a call from my agent, like, you got the job. I was like, woohoo.
We got Jason in the house too, by the way. What's
Oh,
up,
Jason, hey.
Jason.
Jason actually gave us some great insights because we tried to do this last week on Twitter, bro, and it was
On
a freaking
Spaces, yeah.
disaster. We couldn't figure it out. So Karen
I
was
couldn't
like,
even hear Jason at
we gotta
all.
do this on Instagram. So we got to
Yeah.
Jason. We got to get you up here, bro.
Instagram's better anyway.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely, I agree.
You had a crazy interview. I guess not too crazy. Listen to this. I had 12 auditions for Eerie, Indiana. 12. In fact, I went to Network, Omri, and for some odd reason, they were like, well, we like him, but we're not going to give him the part. So my agent called and obviously relayed this to my mom. I was 11 years old and said, yeah, they really like him, but they're going to re-audition a bunch of people. And we're like, what? So I thought, well, I didn't get that part. And then a month later, they called and said, hey, we want him to come back to Network again. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I went to Network, and then finally I got the gig.
Yeah, I definitely remember auditioning at least 5 or 6 times with, you know, Ulrich and Rivera and Dawson. And yeah, it's just like, man, that's a long time ago, man.
I know.
I don't
But
have
you
the
were
best
already
memory.
pretty famous at the time. You were coming off Dallas. Anybody in the house remember Dallas? I mean, I grew up watching that show with my mom. Dallas, Dynasty, Falcon Crest, all those shows.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, I guess that was kind of like, you know, that time of my career where like, Dallas was coming to an end. I was still in, you know, still out there auditioning, trying to book jobs. And yeah, I guess things worked in my favor. So
Super cool, dude. Super cool. Karen, what else you want to ask Omri?
What's your favorite episode of Eerie? Because we all know Justin's favorite episode is ATM, and I was wondering to know what your favorite episode is, if you have one.
Man, that's another real tough question. Like, just to say, like, we had the most incredible sets, and like every episode had its own unique twist and plot. So it just kind of like we got to participate in these like really, it's almost like going on an adventure within the adventure. It was like every week was super fun because we're like, dude, look at this. And they recreated and built all these crazy things. You know, I got to say the pilot was probably one of my favorites. You know, it just like everything was new and fresh and there was so much excitement in the air. And we nailed
Whatever
it.
happened to those twins, dude?
Up.
Whatever happened to those twins?
That's a good question. Which one, the older or the younger?
That's true. That's true.
It's
yeah.
crazy. I remember those guys were from Iowa, and
Yep.
like they were so baffled by like everything that they saw on set. They were just like, "Whoa, like this ain't our small town in Iowa."
Right.
They
were fish out of water for sure.
I actually just watched that episode not long ago.
Yeah.
And the actress that played the, you know, the Tupperware salesman,
yeah,
she was on point, man.
I know.
She was just evil, but in this weird kind of way, you know.
The faces that she made are just like unreal.
I gotta say, man, Eerie, we had some phenomenal actors on the show. I mean, Jason obviously is here, amazing. I mean, so many great guests like stars that came on and hung out with us. Ray Walston, I mean, you know, John Aston. There were so many good actors that we just had a blast hanging with.
Bob Balaban directing, Joe Dante. Yeah. It was just like everybody that you've watched growing up got to perform with us, or we got to perform with them. Let's just say.
Yeah, Danielle, your homie Danielle.
Awesome. Homie Danielle, still in touch with her. Love that girl to death. She's amazing. And Jason, just talked to Jason actually not long ago on the phone, even though you're here. What up, Jay? I'm actually I'm gonna see him next month at some point.
Nice.
Yeah. So it'd be fun to catch up.
We just got a good question from a fan here. What was it like to work with Omri? How was it for you? I mean, not Omri. What was it like? Hello. What was it like to work? Sorry, this is my first time doing this.
I wouldn't work with Omri if you
if
couldn't
you
pay me enough
paid
to
me.
work with Omri.
What was it like to work with Joe Dante?
Amazing. I love
Yeah.
that guy. He's like a big kid, or at least was back then. So everything was just, it was, seriously, we had so much fun. Like, it just, I would say that's the most fun production of all the things I did, regardless of what, this or that. That was, in my opinion, the most fun production. And I think just because every week presented really something new and different, and we got to work with different directors and different actors, and it was just this, like, I don't know, this amazing energy of just creativity and fun stuff to do. Yeah. I talked to Joe like a year ago. I was helping Danielle do something, and she's like, "Let's call Joe right now." I was like, "Okay, let's do it." So we chatted and whatever, and he sounds the same. He sounds like he's doing great. So love that guy.
That's cool, dude. It's so funny because I feel the same way. We've both gone on to do acting and a bunch of other projects, but Eerie still is a very special in my heart, and I had so much fun on that show working with you and the sets and the crew and the cast, and I mean it was make believe every day. Carl was telling me recently, he sends a shout out to you, by the way, that we had some of the most expensive sets in TV history at the time. They were just spending money like crazy. So it was great that the Lost World where, everything went to get lost. That was like $1 million set at the time, which was nuts.
That's insane.
I know.
Well, that's probably why we didn't get picked up for another season.
Exactly.
They're like, this budget's insane. You guys are out of your mind. Sorry.
Yeah. What else, Karen? What special questions you got for Omri?
Well, this is to you both, actually. Did anything like paranormal or super weird happen on set during your filming the episodes? Because I know if anything went down, because like that would be just awesome if something did happen. It's so cool that stands out. Like if anything did happen. Or
the only thing weird to me was Burt Reynolds was right next to us, and he looked he looked a little bit paranormal at the time.
Toupee was like flapping up like that.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we had Dinosaur, which filmed right next to us, which was fun. Not the mama, not the mama.
I remember that.
I don't remember that.
Oh, dude,
I remember that.
They filmed right. We had Evening Shade on one side, and then Dinosaur on the other. I used to sneak over to that set because they had those cool like dinosaurs rocking around. They were fun. But yeah, weird or paranormal for me. I'll have to think about that one. What about you, Omri? Anything?
Yeah, nothing comes off the top of my head. I remember things like stealing the golf cart, driving around the lot.
Yeah,
that was they didn't like that at all. I do remember, getting completely off topic, but you remember I was like turning 16 and I couldn't wait to drive.
Yep.
And Mary Margaret, the woman that played my mother, got a brand new car. It was like the car I wanted when I was 16. And she's like, "You want to drive it?" I'm like, "Really? No way." And I had my permit, and she goes, she's like, "Here you go." So I get in the car with her, and the first thing I did was run over the parking block. And like totally was like scraped and grinded the axles or whatever I did. Just brand new car. Thing had like 10 miles on it.
Oh my God.
I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, at least I can afford to fix it. Nothing happened to the car, but I'll never forget that. That was a memorable moment.
That is cool. That is cool. Well, look, we got to talk a little bit about Hocus Pocus. I mean, dude, talk about rocking into a cult film that is just insane. Congrats.
Never would have imagined.
Right?
30 years or almost 30 years later, its popularity is just through the roof. More popular now than it ever was before.
Unbelievable, man. Congrats on that.
During COVID, actually, during COVID, we're still during COVID, but during Halloween last year, I believe it was the most viewed thing, period.
What?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's insane. I mean, look, a lot of people were staying home and, you know, looking for entertainment.
Yep.
But that was quite the shocker. Like, holy moly, like more rentals for Hocus Pocus than any other thing.
Dude, amazing. By the way, we just had a question. Did we save any props from Eerie? I wish I had. I mean, I've got our Eerie jacket. Do you have any props?
I have, no, that wasn't from Eerie. I do actually have a hat, like one of the crew hats.
Yeah.
But my dad at his house has the milk carton with my face on it.
No way.
Where Marshall Teller's missing.
Awesome.
1-800 whatever. So I still have that, and safekeeping at my dad's house because I know that I probably won't take the best care of it. So.
No, what's up? What's up? Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Sweet. Yeah, Eerie, man. I mean, just so near and dear to my heart. I do this. Karen and I figured this. We thought we'd put this together because we're such Eerie fans. We're like trying to convince Lionsgate to bring the show back. So fingers crossed. If we create some buzz, we create some noise, maybe we can. But tell us what was it like for Hocus Pocus? Did you go up against Leo for that? And what was it like to film that with Bette Midler and, you know, your great cast?
I don't actually know what was behind the scenes in terms of the auditioning process. The only thing I do remember, or not only thing, but one thing I remember clear is that I screen tested, and then I didn't hear back from them for like, I got to say like a month or two.
Wow.
So I just basically was like, okay, I guess I didn't get it, you know, moved on with my life. And then I got a call to say, oh, they want to bring you back to screen test again. And I think they brought me in with Vanessa to screen test to kind of get a closer idea of what they wanted. I don't know who my competition was at that time. I don't know if Leo was in the mix or not, but eventually they gave me the role. And then literally, I want to say like within a month or even less, maybe within 2 weeks, we started rehearsal because there was a ton of like choreography and we had to work, you know, with the witches and they were in costume and on brooms and whatever the case was. And yeah, just another amazing experience. I got to not only work with them, but, you know, Kenny Ortega, the director, still a dear friend of mine till today. Love that guy to death.
Nice.
And, you know, and I still talk to Thora and Vanessa, and it's weird. Like, and that's another thing I worked with Jason on, even though he was Jason over. But he was still there.
Yeah.
And yeah, that whole experience was amazing.
What? Hold on, we got Mary Margaret, I think in
Marshall's mom's joined us.
No way.
Omri's mom, Marshall's mom is in the house.
Hi, Mary Margaret, if you're really there. That's amazing.
That's so cool. That's cool. All right, Karen, what else? What other goodies we got for Omri? What else do you want to know?
Do you want to go to the questions? I've got some questions that the fans have been sending. If you want to go for them.
By the way, Karen.
Questions.
In UK, Huddersfield in UK.
That's what I figured. I was like, an accent, so.
Mary Margaret. Yeah. I don't know if you heard this story but Omri told this great story of when he borrowed your car and scraped it around. If you don't know that, the car's okay, but hopefully
you forgot about it. Yeah.
What
do the fans want to know, Karen?
There's one girl, I can't remember her name, but I just wanted to ask Omri, do you have a favorite thing from the evidence locker on Eerie Indiana, like all the things that you collected in the locker? Do you have a favorite of all the things?
Years ago,
Jeez,
dude.
Louise. Sorry. Next question. No, I don't. You know what's funny is when I look back at pictures of us, I've got, I got a bunch of pictures from back then and stuff. Great pictures of me and Justin, like sitting in front of the evidence locker in my little attic and our little desk and whatnot. And dude, that was crazy. That was super fun.
It was so fun. Being a kid on that set was just
Oh,
a blast.
dude, that was yeah, that's truly unique. A unique experience.
Very special.
So
Very,
we're grateful.
yeah, no question about it. I'm getting a lot of things. They want Hocus Pocus 2. They want Eerie to be brought back. I love it. Yes, we want all those things.
I do, yeah. They should. You know, Eerie is just, that was a great show. Didn't they? I thought they tried to reprise it in like a Canadian version.
Yeah, horrible.
I did it.
I never even saw it,
Horrible.
so I don't know.
That was no. We don't talk about it.
Yeah, let's just not even call it Eerie.
You have any anecdotes or anything you remember from, like, you know, being on set, or any kind of moments that stand out?
Oh yeah, I got a funny moment. So, you know, Danielle Harris was on one of our episodes, and her and I were dating, kind of. At that time, I don't know if we were together at that.
Weren't you also dating the girl that was on the Torkelsons at the time too?
Maybe. Do we have to talk about my personal life like this? Come on, put me on the spot, people.
Well, I was 11, dude. I'm like, whoa, this is amazing.
This guy's got girls left and right. So this is what it's like. But no, so we're doing our episode, and Joe Dante's directing it. And I think Danielle and I, like I was saying, were like broken up at that moment or whatever. And we had a kissing scene. And, you know, like, so during that, like, Joe would say action, and then we're supposed to like do our kiss, you know, whatever. And Danielle and I are not actually kissing. We're just, because my back's against the, you know, with the camera, and they can't really see what's going on. And Joe is just like, a minute goes by, maybe like 2 minutes goes by. He just is like rolling, you know, and like I can hear them chuckling back there, like they're having a good old time. And me and Danielle are kind of like, a little like, would you hurry up? This is not funny. You know, it's like, so that was kind of a little joke they did. I was found, do you remember the last episode?
Oh, dude, that was one of my favorites. That was
amazing.
amazing.
Was such a trip, like being behind the scenes of behind the scenes. It's like, what a great idea.
I loved it because I would constantly watch you with the golf cart, and I was never allowed to drive one. And I was like, get behind the golf cart on the, you know, we shot at CBS Radford, and you could drive these things around. Omri did. I couldn't. And so in that episode,
I couldn't either. I just did.
Sneak one out. And so in that one, I played like this obnoxious child actor, and they had me on this big cell phone, and they let me drive the golf cart. I'll never forget. That was like the highlight of my entire season.
I do remember those big phones. That was back with those big briefcase.
Remember those?
Yeah,
bricks.
Super bricks. Right in the beginning, I was like, maybe one day, if we're rich enough, we might be able to afford one of those.
Exactly.
Lo and behold, here we are now. It's like, just like, this is insane.
Yeah, I just have in my brain, so I just talk constantly on it.
Another good memory I have, and not during filming, but you know, I turned 15 during our filming, and again, I just couldn't wait to drive. And there was this car I wanted. My dad's like, yeah, I don't know, blah blah blah. So one day, like, we're walking to go film on one of our locations there on CBS Radford, and I see the car I wanted, like a brand new version of it, like parked right there, and I'm like, second, what's going on here? Like, I just kind of clicked on, and my dad's like standing in the back, and I saw the car. I was like, is that mine? Oh my God. Started freaking out. I was like, yes. I couldn't believe it.
That's awesome. What was that? Which car was that?
It was a Eagle Talon TSI all-wheel drive.
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember seeing it, but I couldn't remember which it was.
Yeah, no 16-year-old should have had that car. Yeah, that was 5 speeding tickets my first year.
Nice. Oh my
God.
God.
I burned a clutch out in 5,000 miles. Yeah, not a good idea. Thanks, Dad.
Love it. Karen, what else do the fans want to know?
Let's get some up here. Let's see. Ant's artwork, hope I pronounce his name right, said, would Omri be willing to reprise his role of Marshall Teller if Eerie comes back?
There it is.
There's always a possibility. I'm not going to say no, and I'm not going to say yes. Let's just see if anything happens and that time comes. You know, there's definitely a possibility. Why not? You know?
Yeah. Lionsgate, you're hearing that live right now. May or may not come back. It depends on the. So let's show them the money.
Yeah, cheddar, and don't put me through the auditioning ringer.
Oh my God!
It's like you give me the part or you don't. That's all. No other offers on the table.
I did a cartoon called Hey Arnold, like on Nickelodeon for a bunch of years, and we have some Hey Arnold fans in here. Shout out to them. And we just did a couple movies 2 years ago for Paramount or for Nickelodeon again. It was awesome, but we all had to go in there and re-audition again because we hadn't done it in about 10 years. And holy smokes, it was nerve-wracking as hell.
Are you still auditioning here and there?
Yeah, here and there I do a little bit. I mean, you know, I mostly do voiceover stuff, but again, if Lionsgate wants to call and offer me Simon, I may or may not say yes.
Make it rain. Make it rain.
That's right. Make it rain. Yeah. Hocus Pocus, man. So the movie, tell us about, like, you working with all these great legends, and Sarah Jessica Parker, she was in it too, right?
Yes, sir.
Sarah Jessica Parker, Bette Midler. What was it like working with them? And then what was it like when the movie came out and that whole process?
Well, I mean, working with them was obviously, you know, amazing.
Yeah.
Getting to know them on a more personal level. So, like, Bette was already focusing on her next project as well. So, like, in between takes, or you got to also remember that a lot of our scenes weren't together.
Yeah.
You know, so we didn't actually get to work all the time together. But those moments that we did were great. They're obviously very professional and talented, so there's a lot to learn from. But so Bette was really busy working, training for her next project. So she'd be in her trailer, voice, you know, doing her voice coaching stuff and voice coaching, whatever, like singing practice, whatever, voice practice. and even with, like, Sarah, I feel like I didn't even get to know her. I remember she had a puppy on set, and I was always like, oh, I want to play with your puppy. But, you know, in between takes, everybody kind of went to their own trailer, and really the people I got closest to was Vanessa and Thora, because all our scenes were together. We're all the same age, probably had the same interests, and, you know, everything was just kind of like we were awed and wowed by everything that we were doing. Like, even though that was the 90s, that production set and whatever technology they were using back then was, you know, at the forefront at the time. So, you know, to me, it was really exciting to see how things played out, how things worked. I was always interested in terms of, you know, how things are done behind the scene and whatnot. I even thought at some point, I was like, I think I want to be a director when I'm older. And yeah, that didn't happen. But so working with them was awesome. But again, didn't really get to know them so much on a personal level. And then, yeah, I mean, the whole production itself was just a lot of fun. Yeah. A lot of fun.
Huge fans out here want to know about Hocus Pocus. We got a great question, which I just saw somebody post, Karen. What do you think Marshall and Simon would do as adults? What do you think, dude?
That's a good question. In all actuality, I think Marshall would have left Eerie.
Yeah, he would have gone back to New York.
This town. This place is too weird for me. But let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I think Marshall might have been a PI.
That's good. Yeah, that's cool.
So maybe a private investigator, maybe a police officer, maybe some government job.
Ooh.
within there, like the mayor of the town or something like that.
Justin said that about Simon. Do you like that? You know, it'd be mayor.
Yeah, whatever
you know.
Marshall did, Simon would be the sidekick. So if
I'll be the mayor, and you're the sheriff.
I'm the sheriff, or like the deputy mayors. You know, so it's like I'm dealing behind. The mayor looks good.
Yeah, we're just corrupt politicians now.
That's right. Oh, that's great, Karen. What else? What other questions do the fans want to hear? Oh, they want to hear a little Harold. I'll give them a little Harold voice, Omri, real quick. Hey, Arnold, come here, I'll pound ya. That's from a cartoon, Arnold.
Get ready. You might be doing it again.
That's right. I would like that. That would be cool. So you're going to conventions, connecting with the fans. That where can they find you, Omri? Where can people find you?
Well, currently, in terms of like you talking about these conventions,
social media. Where can people find you so they can connect with you? What are you up to in your life now?
Here comes the big questions. So I'm not super present on social media. I have my Instagram, which I kind of use more to spy on people versus engage with people. Sorry, that's just me. And really my biggest focus right now is I'm launching a cannabis brand. And hopefully some of you guys are stoked for me. Maybe I'm disappointing some of you guys, but for me, this is my passion. This is my life's work. That's a whole nother story in its own. And that's just really my main focus. I'm starting to branch out and do some of these fan expos, conventions, because, just so many people are like constantly saying, man, like, think about it. You're just giving back to people. There's a lot of fans. You really make people's day. And I'm like, swallow that pill. I've kind of wanted to drop out of the public eye and just kind of fade away to some degree, but that doesn't seem to be happening. It seems like I'm gaining more popularity now than I ever did before. And so now, I'm like, you know what? Let's go engage with some fans, maybe make some money doing it as well. And I did one last year and had a great experience. So I'm looking forward to doing more. Currently, I'm booked for 2 conventions this year. One in March called the 90s Con, and one in, I think it's August or September. And that one's called, I don't remember, Horror Hound. That's that. I might be doing something in Texas at the end of April called Frightmare. And that's kind of all I got booked for now. And I plan to hopefully do some more. So
awesome. Mary Margaret, by the way, said she approves. So you got your mama's approval regarding what you're up to, you're working on now. And we got to connect on that because I got some interesting people to connect you with too on that front. But that's awesome. So if you're a fan of Omri, which obviously you are because you're here, hit up the conventions, tell them that you want Omri to come because he's now coming out of the shadows and he's down to, meet you and hang out and sign autographs and take photos. So that's pretty amazing.
Thank you. Yeah. Come on out. I'll be there most likely.
Super cool. Karen, any other questions? What are your thoughts?
There's some questions from the fans. I'm just going to drag up now. Don't know who this is from, but somebody asked, did Omri have any crushes on Eerie, Indiana? Do you have any crushes on anybody?
Yeah, actually I did. I had a crush on my mom. I had a big crush on her.
Beautiful. She was gorgeous. How could you not?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. She was. Yes, she was.
Awesome.
That's the only crush. And then, in terms of crushes overall or crushes with people that were on the show with us?
I think on Eerie, I think the actual show, I don't know if it's the cast members I think they're talking about. I'm not quite sure. They just said crushes, or they really say?
I don't recall how many females we actually got to work with. I feel like it was
Julie, your sister, and your mom, and then a couple guests.
Oh yeah.
And then Danielle and the other girl in the Lost Hour?
Yeah.
The Lost Hour episode.
Who was the girl in the Lost Hour?
She had red hair, didn't she? Red hair.
Oh yeah,
Was that the
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I follow her on my edit account.
Like, refreshed. I get to once you refresh me, I'm like, yeah, that's right. I might have had a mini crush on her.
She's cool.
I definitely had a crush. She was, my on and off girlfriend at the time, and yeah, I could say I had a crush on Mary Margaret, and yeah, that's probably the extent of that as far as memory serves.
Cool. Any other questions, Karen? What else do we have from the fans?
Okay. Ooh. Somebody asked a Hocus Pocus question. What was your favorite scene to film in Hocus Pocus? You remember that?
I couldn't say I have like a favorite scene particularly. Somebody asked me this recently, and it's not that one doesn't like come to my mind, but like anytime we got to work inside the house, the Sanderson house, which was this magnificent set built on the Disney lot, like anything that we had to do in there, either exteriorly or interiorly, was probably the most fun, because we just like, again, it's just movie magic how they, the some of the real most creative artists are the people behind the scenes building the sets, making it look the way it does. Like, yeah, I would say any scene that had to do with the house was probably the most fun.
Amazing.
Cool.
All right, brother. We're gonna wrap this up because we don't want to take up too much of your time.
Appreciate it.
Shout out to Jason, Mary Margaret, all the fans that were able to pop in. We really appreciate it. Omri, your time, dude. Eerie, obviously, my favorite show working with you I've ever done. So near and dear. And Hocus Pocus, go see Omri at the conventions. Tell the conventions you want to see Omri. And thanks for being here, brother. I can't wait to see you IRL soon, very soon, hopefully.
Yeah. We definitely we got to meet in person, and we were talking on the phone recently about some good stuff that we can make happen. And thank you for having me. Really fun talking about Eerie and just talking about stuff, and happy to do it, and really stoked to see your face. It's been a minute, so we definitely got to catch up. And thank you, Karen, for hosting, and thank you for doing all this. And yeah, great talking to you guys.
Awesome, brother. You too. Thank you, Karen, as well, for hosting and putting this on. Love you too, Mary Margaret. She sent her love. Thank you. Love you all.
Love Mary.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon.
All right, you guys. Take care.
Bye-bye.
See ya. Bye.